The Arthritis Foundation here in Hawaii serves 236,000 people with 120 different forms of arthritis. And the money that's raised in Hawaii stays in Hawaii. And the money that is raised in Hawaii goes towards the programs that we have throughout the state. And it also goes toward our juvenile rheumatoid arthritis camp that serves, we have about 25 to 30 kids that come out every year to our JRA camp. So the money goes toward that. And also the money goes toward having educational forums like this and all of the information that's provided.
Okay, Mr. Evans, Clint Evans is a certified Arthritis Foundation exercise instructor, and he's worked in the health, nutrition, and exercise fields for over 35 years and has been a certified Arthritis Foundation instructor since 2007. He currently works at several health clubs in Honolulu teaching Tai Chi, aquatic and land exercises to over 100 class participants each week.
My name is Clint Evans. My biggest lab experiment is my mom, who's 94. And I tried everything on her that there is possible to help with the aging process. She says that aging is not for sissies. But it was quite a few years back in Texas that with everything that she had been doing as far as exercise and diet and proper attitude, a lot of activity, she started with an Arthritis Foundation aquatic program class and had results in just a matter of a couple of weeks. And so that I moved from the field that I was, working outside of pools and not joint safe moves, like along the lines of hardcore aerobics, like Zumba, weightlifting. And I moved more into working with seniors, specializing that. Now we have 3 programs at the Arthritis Foundation. We have the exercise program, which is land-based. We have the water program, which is in a particular temperature pool that gives phenomenal results. And then we have a program, Tai Chi for arthritis. All 3 focus on joint-safe movements and activity. Can you still hear me in the back? You can? Okay. Now, the research shows clearly, and there's been a phenomenal study just at the University of North Carolina just in the last handful of months, increased range of motion, decrease in pain, and what would another one be? You feel better. And balance, especially if it's the Tai Chi for arthritis program. There's the balance aspect, but feeling better is what I see. So I teach quite a few people weekly, and I have for quite some time, and the results are exactly what the research shows, is that there's a decrease in pain, increase in mobility, and the people that are, as soon as you don't hurt as much and you can be active, you feel better. You get out and you do a lot more things. And I think that is the main benefit of the main result of what the Arthritis Foundation is promoting through the exercise programs. Now, joint-safe moves. You all walked in here, so you moved some of your joints. But so far today, you might not have moved every one of them. And we don't have to wiggle our ears. That part's okay. And we don't seem to get much problem up in this area because we move that baby all the time. But there's other areas, and it seems like if you don't move it regularly, you can lose it. And it'll get stiffer, it'll get tighter, it'll develop an itis of some sort of inflammation or some poor circulation. So the Arthritis Foundation, we have certain set of exercises that we do, and I'm going to show them with you. I want you to do them with me. And the first 2 sets are land and water. And we start pretty much from the top down. And so, it's just looking over the shoulder. All you have to do, you got to do this with me or I'm going to feel really funny standing up here doing it. Don't tease it. You just do it a couple times. As far as we're concerned, that's a good start right there. The next, chin the chest. Back up. Chin the chest. Back up. One of my favorites is the turtle. okay? Where you don't lift the chin, but you pull the chin straight back and forth. In and out. I find this works really good as you're walking into Costco, holding the Costco card. You know, if you're doing this, they give you special treatment. They'll even push the little card around. But rolling the shoulders. A lot of people don't do this. Okay? And this is just moving your joints. All right? You're the shoulder. You saw this already in the physical therapy presentation. You're just rolling it. You don't want to do it fast. You just want to give the body a chance to oil up that surface, to oil up the joint. Shoulders up the ears. Your shoulders up the ears. Shoulder blades back and forward. Back and forward. Pretty straightforward stuff. We even did those playing as kids, right? I surrender. Lift your arms up, drop the hands. And you feel what's moving? It's that big arm bone moving in the shoulder. Just 2 or 3 times. Elbows on the hips. Wave your hands. Got to keep the elbows on the hips so you're isolated just to the shoulder area. Thumbs at the shoulders. Thumbs to shoulders. Targeting the elbow joint. Okay? Another area. Thumbs. Just rotating your thumbs. Slow movement. Back the other direction. Thumb across the palm. Up. Across the palm. And up. These you've seen already, but it's one finger at a time. We call them chopsticks. Playing the piano. One finger at a time. Cheerios. Or circles. Not pad to pad. Target tip to tip. Tip to tip. Now, this one for me doesn't bend, so there's no pain, so I just go ahead and bend the baby. I don't want anything to, I don't want a problem in the area. So you just bend it, you just move it. Go back through them again, just the hands. Another one is a gentle cat's paw, and it's a gentle squeeze. Just gentle. Doesn't have to be hard. You hold it, release it. Hold it, and release it. Now, that's mostly for the upper body that we've done. We'll go through the lower body. There's some moves that you can make that are very helpful. My mom does them twice a day. She does them before she goes to bed at night because she would wake up in the morning pretty stiff. And she's only about this big. She's a hot little mama. So she's extremely active. So she wanted to keep her activity going. So she found that doing all these joint exercises, and I'm just taking you through pretty much a set series of them that we do on a regular basis, whether it's land or water exercise program at the Arthritis Foundation. She does them before she goes to bed at night. She finds that when she wakes up in the morning, she's more limber, she's ready to get up and go. When she does them again, she does them twice a day, and she finds that she has less pain, and at this point, she's off of all medications as long as she's able to exercise with the Arthritis Foundation program in the water 5 mornings a week. She also does Tai Chi, but she targets that more for her balance. So, at least 1 time a day. Now, the upper body ones you can do pretty much any position you want. There's a couple of them where it targets the hips that you either stand up or you can do laying flat on your back in bed. One is just the hula. Have to do this one standing up. Okay, you want to stand up and do it? Now, not your shoulders. Don't swing your shoulders. That doesn't give you the effect. You want to move the hips. The 4 directions, try to keep the shoulders in place. Back the other direction. All right, have a seat. The next one that is very beneficial is with the foot up, and you just drop open. I just call it opening up the hip. You see what I'm doing? Okay? You can do this while you're still lying in bed. And you only have to do it a couple of times. But you just want to move it over so that the joint surfaces are moving across each other. Again, no pain. If there's pain, you don't do it. But it tends to lubricate up the area, to loosen up the area. There's another one that you can do sitting on the side of the bed, and it's just you open up your knee. You can do it while you're sitting in the chair. Okay? Just open up the knee. Do the other side, of course, both sides. Now, the next one you can do, it's beneficial, you can do while you're eating lunch. If you're feeling stiff, you put one foot out, put a foot out in front, and you touch the outside of the foot and then the inside. You lift it up, touch the outside of the foot and then the inside. And it just moves this part of the joint surfaces in this area. It's just in and out. You can do it standing up, but it's just touching the outside, touching the inside. Another one. You can do this sitting on the side, but you lift that ankle. Lifting the toe, side to side. Circle. Other direction. Now, that's what I normally take people through in my classes. And I teach classes just on moving joints. That takes about 5 minutes. And from the feedback that I get, and I have to do it for myself. When I'm warming up before I start my stretches, I want to oil up. So I move my joints as much as I possibly can before I start a vigorous activity, even if it's surfing, where there's a whole lot of movement. You still got to move my joints first, and I feel a lot better. That's prior to stretching. So I recommend that you do them at least once a day. Learn how to teach them to other people. I feel that kids, before they go out on the playing field and they start that hardcore activity, they should be taught. Move the joints just a little bit prior to the stretching. Now, this is land exercise, Arthritis Foundation exercise program, AFEP, Arthritis Foundation aquatic program, AFAP, and then there's TCA, Tai Chi for arthritis. And I'm falling in love. Tai Chi for arthritis. This particular style of Tai Chi has been adapted by Dr. Paul Lamb, family physician out of Australia. I see more benefit in joint mobility and decreased pain than anything else. But what this Tai Chi for arthritis program does, it delivers balance. It delivers balance to people, where it's joint safe and you're moving the body in a practice that's hundreds of years old of how to posture yourself when you're turning, when you're moving forward, when you're moving backwards. I think the main thing that occurs is that you form a relationship with your feet. Okay? We normally don't know what they're doing. They're down there, and they've been supporting us for quite some time, so we're just going to rock and roll. We're just going to move. Now, the problem is that the way that we walk is we normally tilt forward, and we hope we get the feet underneath the head in time. And if we stub, we go down. So, fall prevention program, a big deal throughout the world, but especially throughout the U.S., is using this form of Tai Chi, this Tai Chi for arthritis. These 42 moves that have been put together. And the research is showing clearly that there is a dramatic decrease in falls. People that have had them in the past, just by learning how to move the body in a certain way, but forming a relationship with your feet